So as I was going through the application process, so many times I was thinking, I'm not going to get in. Why am I even doing all of this work? I'm not good enough. Hey everyone, it's your girl C Miss Glow, aka Sierra Nicole, and welcome to my channel. If you are returning, hello. Thank you for rocking with your girl and coming back. And if you are new, welcome. My name is Sierra. I am a second year PhD student at UCLA in the School of Education, and my channel is all things academic. Because it is application season, I figured I will do a video about the application process because that process can be very long, it can be hard, it can be isolating, it can make you question a lot of things about yourself and whether you are even worthy of acceptance into certain institutions. And I don't want you to feel alone. There are people like myself who've made it through. I got accepted, and this comes after being rejected. I've been rejected from 3 schools, but I'm still in a PhD program. I'm at a top ranked program, and I definitely believe that if I can do it, then you can as well. So with the application process, for some people, this can start years in advance, right? I am going to speak from the perspective of someone who the process was very rushed, just because I did not know years in advance what school I wanted to be in or what program I wanted to be in. I was pretty open and flexible with that. If anything, I knew that I wanted to go to a top-ranked school. I knew that this was going to be my last time going to school as a student, at least enrolled as a student, because I am not doing like another PhD or a double master's or anything like that. Like, this is it. So just as a goal to myself, I wanted to go to a top-ranked school. That was my only requirement. So I literally would just Google and just look at certain schools. And so the program was very flexible in what I was kind of like looking for. But I want to make a video about finding your right program. And so I'm going to save all of that for that video. But in terms of actually starting the process, you've selected a program, you know what school you are applying to, and so now it is just time to apply. For me, it took a long time to start because automatically I did not feel ready. I did not feel good enough. I felt like I was not even prepared to read this application and see what they are requesting and what they want to see of me. So it took me a little bit of time to even open the application. For UCLA, applications open in September. I definitely opened it in September, but I want to say it might have been like mid-September, and it was finally like a Sierra, like, you're doing all of this mental preparation, but you literally don't even know what they're asking. Like, you have no clue what this application entails. Like, you need to get going. I did not look at it. I did not look at the application requirements, the pieces of it. Like, I just felt I wasn't ready. So when I finally did look at it, you know, you're filling out basic information and everything. But then when you get to like those short essays, or you get to the page where you have to upload a resume, or you now have to think about your writing pieces and everything, and it can get very like, I don't know, just very overwhelming, because especially if you feel like, man, this might be a tough program to get in, they're very competitive, or it's a top ranked school or anything like that, to where you automatically just feel like it's gonna be maybe tough getting in. Like, you don't feel confident, like you're just a shoo-in. You just sometimes tend to set these like super high expectations. At least I guess I'm speaking for myself. I tend to set these like super high expectations, like I have to be on point. Like, this is a top ranked school. I cannot give no mediocre answers. It all has to, like, it needs to be on point. Like, it just needs to be chef's kiss. And because I put all of that pressure on me to, I have to be perfect, and that's the only way that I'm going to get in is if I am perfect, it just made me feel like what I had and what I was doing just was never going to be good enough. So during the process, I felt like as I was going through it, like, oh, I have to be perfect. And then there came these feelings of like I'm not doing enough, right? Especially as I'm going into a PhD program, so that's heavy in research. I haven't done a lot of research. I was teaching, I was a practitioner, I was putting things into practice, I was in the classroom, and so I was feeling like, wow, I haven't done enough. I don't have any publications. I haven't really presented at conferences. But then I would remember, like, well, I did do this and I did present here. And even though it might not have been as a researcher, it was as a teacher with this experience, with these methods, with these pedagogies and these things that I'm putting into my classroom that I'm now sharing with other people. And so I had to kind of shift my thinking from, no, I don't have the research, but what you all are researching, I am practicing. I am doing. I am in the classroom and I'm just as knowledgeable. I'm just as capable, right, of conducting research, of being in a PhD program with the experience that I had. And so not discrediting my experience just because it might not fit the perfect mold of what someone applying for a PhD program may have. Like, yes, there's going to be a question on the application about publications. It's okay if I don't have publications. Yes, there is going to be a question on the application about like conferences and presentations that you've done. But as a teacher, I have presented in PDs. I've presented at my school. And so that is just as good as presenting at some conference, right? And so not discrediting what I can bring just because it doesn't fit a mold. And so on that process, because you're trying to pour your best self out, right? Not just yourself, but your best self, because you are also trying to convince them to believe in you and in the work that you want to do. But you first need to make sure that you truly believe it. You, what you're bringing, what you can bring, your experience, the knowledge that you have, the wisdom that you have, it matters, and it's just as good and it's just as rich as what someone else could read about. And so reminding myself of that and not getting into my head, just trust that your best is good enough. You don't have to strive for perfection. The worst thing that can happen is they tell me no. That's already happened to me 3 times before. If it happens, I can just try again, and I can try again, and I can go to another school. I don't have to go to this particular school. I can find a school that will accept me if this is something that I really want to do. So not being fearful of rejection, especially to the point where you reject yourself. Try it. Even though I had a goal to go to a top ranked program, if UCLA would have denied me, that doesn't mean that I can't go to any program. If I had to adjust my goals a little bit, that's okay. If my top rank isn't top 5, it's top 20, that's okay. You know, if I have to adjust, that's okay. On your journey, silence those voices. Don't allow them to cause you to reject yourself. Don't allow them to cause you to feel like you are inadequate or that you're just incapable, that you're not worthy of being accepted into a program, that your work is not good enough, that your experience is not good enough, that the knowledge that you bring just from your being is not good enough. It is. And even if the school that you're applying to does not see it at that time, that does not mean that you are not. That does not mean that it is not. It just means for that school at that time, not yet. I hope this helps someone just get some encouragement and stick through the application process. There is light at the end of the tunnel. There's a rainbow at the end of the rain. Okay, trouble doesn't last always. Just keep pushing through. Keep going. Don't stop. Don't count yourself out. Don't let those voices win. We need you, okay? I need you to keep going because we need you. We need your work. We need you to go through this to get to the next level, whatever that may be, whether this application process is a high schooler going into undergrad, a recent or not even recent, anyone going into their master's program, or someone going into a PhD program or any other kind of program. We need you. We need your work. So please keep going. Don't let this process, this hard, this long process stop you from achieving that goal and for showing up for all of us that's waiting for you. But until next time, you got this. Keep going. Give this video a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.